It's a Sunday matinee in downtown St. Paul where the Minnesota Frost will tussle with Toronto. Fans are filing into the XL Energy Center on a beautiful day here in the state of hockey. The puck is down, and here we go from XL Energy Center where Toronto wins the opening draw, but quickly Minnesota able to gain the zone as Brooke McQuigg sends it deep. Starting goalies today, Kristen Campbell getting the nod for Toronto, and Maddie Rooney back coming off a shutout performance their last time out in what was a 4-0 win for the Frost.
Yeah, Maddie Rooney has been relied upon a lot as of late here. She's been solid for this Minnesota Frost team. Save percentage sitting at almost 9-1 and goals against average in the low 2s. And then Kristen Campbell, her and Kirk have kind of been splitting time here as of late. She's looking to get closer to 500 with a win here today.
Kristen Campbell, the reigning PWHL goaltender of the year after a phenomenal season that saw the Sceptres, or what was then PWHL Toronto, rattle off 11 straight wins. Right now that winning streak stands at 5, but an 8-game point streak with just 2 shootout losses in that time. Here's Taylor Heisey, gains the zone now, sends it back to Cava. Cava has it on her backhand, looking to center, went off a skate in front, it's loose in the crease, kicked out momentarily, still loose. Jake's shot blocked on the way.
And good read there down low by Kendall Coyne-Schofield. Didn't have a great angle, her back was to the net, so she tried to pop it to the high slot for a quick look there. Good pressure early by the Frost.
Good stick by Kendall Coyne-Schofield to create a turnover. Now she feeds Cava, has Coyne-Schofield going to the net. Good block by Allie Monroe of the Sceptres, but my goodness, what a start for the Frost.
They're ready to go today.
Dominique Petrie has it off her backhand, takes a shot, pad save, rebound comes out, and eventually Campbell able to freeze it. The Frost have been able to get off to very good starts as of late. Of course, the 4-0 win comes to mind, their last time out against the first place Victoire, but even before that, a good start in Boston before allowing 4 unanswered to the Fleet. Shisheva trying to break out of her own end. Plays it up for Petrie. They jam away along the boards, and now Toronto able to gain the zone momentarily before Channel Watkins settles things down. Britta Curl bumped off the puck momentarily. A good physical battle between her and the captain, Blair Turnbull.
Well, those are two players not afraid to bump bodies.
Minnesota still trying to break out of its own end. Able to bring it out to neutral ice momentarily. Blair Turnbull still on the ice. Sends it in for the Sceptres. Good pace to start this game. Not surprised at all given the way these two teams have exploded offensively lately.
Yeah, love this pace. A Sunday early game. Everybody's ready to play here today.
Early whistle here. Got a penalty. Again, we will see that blistering power play for the Sceptres.
Well, Minnesota off to a hot start. Not what you want to see. Boarding the call, and a good call at that. Mora draws the penalty, and Himlarova will head to the box. Toronto's power play is one of the best power plays I've seen in hockey.
This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. And that's exactly what Minnesota's going to have to do. Staring at a power play that's been clicking at nearly 50% in their last 8 games. A power play goal in each of those 8 games. As Fast tries to send it right in front. How did that stay out? Oh my goodness. Natalie Spooner was net front. Just couldn't get a clean shot off. Now Daryl Watts has her shot blocked. Tried to go through the crease to find Julia Gosling. Toronto continues the cycle. Now Fast, driving toward the net, centering pass, nobody home.
They tried the same thing 3 times, looking for that backdoor feed. Spooner almost gets it on the first try. The next 2, the play gets broken up. So trying to get that to click there, but Minnesota surviving for now.
Nearly halfway through the penalty. Minnesota has not had its penalty kill as one of the strong points this season. They rank last in the PWHL in that department. Second unit now on for the Sceptres as Comfer hands it off. A shot, one-timer right into the glove. Rooney able to make the save, but Blair Turnbull with a pretty good look. Now Harmon, top of the slot. Bounces off Comfer, settles it down. Goes back to Harmon. Harmon looking for the one-timer, and Izzy Daniel gobbled up by Rooney. And Malte now on the ice for Toronto, looking to win this face-off, and does so. Back to Fast. Fast over to Turnbull. Has Carter. Back to Turnbull. Turnbull's shot blocked.
You're going to need a lot of that if you're Minnesota today on the penalty kill. Players who are willing to get in front of the play.
And another penalty coming. This time it looks like Toronto will go to the box.
Toronto with 2 minutes for 5. Well, the only thing better than killing off a penalty or scoring a short-handed goal is drawing a penalty when you're killing one.
And we will play 4-on-4 for 12 seconds before Minnesota will then have its first power play look of the day.
For the Frost, taking off a really good player off the ice, and Blair Turnbull for this Toronto Sceptres team.
Yeah, the Toronto seen by Troy Ryan as really another coach. How important she is to this Scepter squad. Now the power play begins for the Frost. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel as Kelly Panic looks for a lane. Up to the point for Jakes. Now Britta Curl. Goes down low for Panic. Curl from along the boards had it stripped. Hannah Miller turns it up the other direction, shorthanded.
Minnesota currently sitting at 4th in the league on the power play. They're still looking for their first power play goal in the month of February on 13 opportunities coming into today.
Britta Curl tried to find Petrie across the ice. A little bit out of her reach as Toronto is going to get another clear.
Very efficient couple of clears here for the Toronto Sceptres. Minute gone by here in the Minnesota power play.
Right in front, short-handed. Oh my goodness, Malte just missed the net.
Well, I knew that the Minnesota Frost were going to have to worry about the Toronto power play. I didn't know the penalty kill was going to be this potent on the offensive side of the ice.
Yeah, time winding down on that power play. Just 40 seconds to go as McKinnon sends one right on. Toronto not especially known for their penalty kill, but this has been impressive to say the least. Now Haley Skamura tries to drive the net. Settled down by the Frost. Back they come with speed. Petrie sends it deep. Petrie again, right in front, Kava, she scores! Time winding down on the power play, and Minnesota able to strike first.
Well, and this is what separates the pros from the non-pros. A turnover back behind the net, and that puck is in your net in half a second. That's why you have to have good puck control. Minnesota dumps this puck in, goes and chases it down. Toronto turns it over, and Kava out front with her third power play goal of the season is able to quickly tuck this one up and over the pad there of Campbell. And Minnesota able to strike first here. They started off hot. They have to pull off a penalty, then they get rewarded with one, and they strike here on the power play to make it 1-0.
Scoring for the Frost.
8th of the season for Kava.
Number 86.
And another chance right there as Sceptres couldn't handle the pass. How about the fact that Kava has now scored 4 goals in her 4 meetings against Toronto this season?
Well, sometimes you just have a team's number, and for whatever reason, you play better against particular teams, and that is the case for Kava against this Toronto team.
Yeah, half her goals come in against the Sceptres. Batherson unable to hold the zone as it comes all the way back to Maddie Rooney, who plays it aside. Claire Thompson as Buderak tips it in before heading to the bench for a change. Now Toronto try to answer. Again, the Sceptres on a 5-game winning streak. And that included a game that you had the pleasure of calling in a sold-out Rogers Center in Edmonton, Alberta, just a week ago.
Yeah, that was a fun one and a good battle between the Charge and the Sceptres. Toronto had an overtime win not too long ago against Minnesota, and then they get one there against Ottawa, so they've been on a fun stretch of hockey here as of late.
A long road trip, too. And it will continue after this as Toronto heads to Montreal to take on the first place Victoire next. Channel Watkins gains the zone now for the Frost before going to the bench for a change.
Well, that's why this game is so critical for Toronto. You're battling with Minnesota tied in the standings. If you can win this game, then go on to beat Montreal. You can flip the standings around or at least get them a little closer than they are now with a couple big wins.
That's what's great about this league. There's such parity. Lee Steckline has her shot blocked on the way. McQuigg tried to settle it down in the slot, unable to do so. Now Grace Zumwinkle has it behind the net. She skates it out, top of the slot, just missed. McQuigg trying to keep it alive now for the Frost. Goes behind her for Steckline. Over to Panic. Finds Zumwinkle in the circle, spins off McKinnon. Good movement here for the Frost as they cycle. Both sides go for a change as Jake sends it right back in for the Frost. Claire Turnbull banks it off the boards and in. Bookbinder lost an edge and Rooney has to cover up. Great start for the Minnesota Frost as Michaela Cava scores her 8th of the season. We'll be right back. Such important work being done. Black Girl Hockey Club, one of the leaders too across really North America, trying to grow the game as well. And I know several initiatives across the PWHL this Black History Month are going toward benefiting that group as well. It's all about reinforcing hockey is for everyone. Here's the captain, Coyne Schofield, turned aside by Campbell. A great look. Coyne Schofield flashing her speed. Heisey leaves it in the corner for Cava. Minnesota will go for a change. Just in case anyone was sleeping on Kendall Coyne Schofield, she put the Sceptres on notice there.
Yeah, she doesn't have many other gears than really, really fast. And once she gets going, she's really hard to stop. And she can turn a minimal opportunity into a big one real fast.
In case any fans out there want to read more about her, she has a book called As Fast as Her, talking about her time in the NHL All-Star Fastest Skater competition a few years back. And still getting it done today. Himlerova will hand it across. They jam away along the boards as Natalie Spooner tries to turn it up the ice. Minnesota getting its first look at Natalie Spooner. Actually, check that. She made her season debut the last time these two met on February 11th. And of course, this is the building where Natalie Spooner suffered a gruesome injury that ended her playoffs last year and kept her out the first half of this season.
Somebody this team is just thrilled to have back, and so good for the league, too, when a player like her is in the lineup.
Natalie Spooner won Forward of the Year in the PWHL last year and the Billie Jean King MVP award. After putting up 20 goals last season in 24 games.
I was just going to say, that's the key, the 24-game season. Impressive work by Natalie Spooner.
Emma Woods tries to keep things alive for the Sceptres, but she's at the end of a long shift and heads to the bench for a change. Such a talented player, and as he pointed out when we were talking to Coach Ryan, sometimes it takes a while for these rookies who had excellent college careers to find that next level now that they're in this league.
Well, and she's such a big body, too, so she can really do some damage in that front as well. I think it's she's the kind of player who's going to have success in this league. And hopefully this streak she's on here is the start of something really good for her in the Toronto Sceptres.
She was the Sceptres' first-round draft pick in this most recent draft, went 6th overall, and has also spent time on the national team for Canada, where she won gold at last year's Women's Worlds. Allie Monroe bumps Zumwinkle off the puck, and Toronto takes over. Kendall Coyne-Schofield scoops up the loose puck in the neutral zone and looks to stretch the ice. Good stick by Gosling there to disrupt the play.
Yeah, slowed it down just enough that Minnesota couldn't completely execute on that as quickly as they wanted to.
Now a race for the puck in the corner. It's Batherson who gets there first. Coyne-Schofield up ahead for Cava. Back to Coyne-Schofield. They play catch, but it's disrupted by Carter, who's able to clear the zone. Right back in comes Maggie Flaherty. Has it around the net, bothered by McKinnon. 7 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Minnesota striking on its first power play opportunity of the day. Very late in the advantage, but they make it count. Minnesota would love to go into a little bit of a break on a high note. It was a difficult road trip for them that saw them able to come away with just one win in 4 games. But it was a big one, a 4-0 shutout against the top team in the league.
Yeah, this is their last game until March 4th when they take on the Victoire.
Montreal losing the other night as well. Going back to that parity we were discussing earlier, Comfort trying to create something, but she's at the end of a shift and goes to the bench. Flaherty bats away at it. Toronto able to hold the zone still as Skamura fights for possession. Now Fast takes over, top of the slot, shoots just high. Good shift by Toronto, but Minnesota up to the task.
Yeah, aside from the power play Toronto had earlier, they haven't had a lot of extended zone time, but they did a good look there.
Turnover here. Shishova takes over across for Petrie, but it was disrupted. Petrie sends it right back into the slot before Spooner takes it away.
Probably one too many passes there. Just fire that puck on net. You had other skaters there who could make a play on a rebound. Toronto able to survive that sequence and keep this just a 1-goal game.
And on the other end of the ice, we saw Malte streaking dangerously toward the net. Rooney had to cover up. Good end-to-end action here.
Here's a look at that turnover that led to that chance. Shishova tries to hand it off to Petrie there. I see what she's trying to do, but that's a tough play to make that quickly there off the turnover. And Petrie can't complete the play.
Shishova has had the hot stick. Had 2 goals against Montreal. Elects to pass, and at least for now, we stay at 1-0 Minnesota. We'll be right back from downtown St. Paul between the Frost and the Sceptres. Chance there for Hannah Miller, who's been the hottest skater in the league right now. Turned aside, though. And back come the Frost. Yeah, you mentioned the goals allowed. It's funny because Minnesota has scored more goals than any team had. Shot turned aside by Rooney. Scored more goals than any team. A blast that goes wide. But their goal differential, Alexis, is just +2 now. Right into Rooney's breadbasket. The puck is still loose. Unable to freeze it. All kinds of chances for the Sceptres right now. Steckline chips it up along the boards, but not out. Jesse Comfer beats Turnbull, who tried the sharp angle shot. Another chance on the side of the net. The Sceptres are swarming Maddie Rooney. Turnover here. Skamura right on. Rooney just made 3 or 4 grade A saves. And Minnesota finally able to clear the zone facing.
Well, Minnesota scored earlier in this one on the power play. Toronto looking for an answer here still with just over 4 minutes to go in the first period.
Minnesota had led in the shots department all throughout the game until now, thanks to that flurry of chances by the Sceptres.
It took Toronto a couple minutes to get their first shot on net in this game.
Fast tries one that's blocked by McQuaig. They go at it. Some rough stuff, setting the tone early. Harmon with a big hit along the boards. Natalie Spooner, cross ice for Malte. She finds Emma Woods, who gains the zone. Her shot right on, save Rooney. Callie Flanagan tried to send it in again for the Sceptres. Claire Thompson takes over, but she loses the puck. Minnesota having a hard time making clean passes.
Way too many turnovers the last couple minutes.
Flanagan again gains the zone. Her shot, spot up into the air. A dangerous little play for Rooney, but she's able to keep it out.
They've gone high on Rooney the last couple shots, couple chest and shoulder shots, and as you can see, those are tough for goaltenders to manage. It's not in a sweet spot where you can gather it up and get the whistle. It's not in your glove, and it's not down low where you can cover it up. Those are some of the more challenging shots for a goaltender to handle, and Rooney there doing her best Minnesota Twins impression to try to get that one out of the way and covered up.
It is almost baseball season.
I was just going to say that the Twins are playing right now.
They just got their first win down in spring training yesterday. And with the weather finally thawing out here in the Twin Cities, everyone's getting excited for spring.
It does feel like spring today with the weather we've had as of late. I'll take this 40 degrees.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, it was mid-30s this morning, and I saw someone out there running in shorts. So you people, I'm you people. We people are built different here in Minnesota. Daryl Watts had her shot bank off the back of the net. Toronto still buzzing. Able to hold the zone is Monroe. Monroe off the end boards, looking for a juicy bounce. And another turnover. Centering pass. Pearl was there. Daryl Watts scoops it up below the goal line. Tried to throw it on net. Minnesota lucky to skate away with it.
Toronto, a good push here late in this first period. They've caused Minnesota some fits in their own end.
Sheppers feeds Buderak. Bounced off her stick, and Toronto's right back in. Comfer has Turnbull streaking toward the net. Turnbull gathers in the corner. Turnbull gets it back before having it taken away. Toronto has had similar struggles as to what you were just saying with Minnesota. They've scored a ton of goals, but at least earlier in the season were unable to keep the puck out of their own net. They are offensively gifted, having scored 3 or more goals in 8 straight games.
And they haven't allowed more than 2 goals in the month of February in any particular game, so they found a way to even that goal differential out quite a bit here in the last month or so.
Goaltending a big part of that, as both Reagan Kirk and Kristen Campbell have been doing great work for the Sceptres. Here comes Thompson. Across for Panic, who gains the zone now for the Frost. Has Thompson join the rush. Try to center it off her backhand. Now Zumwinkle rings it around the boards. Final minute here in the opening frame, as Emma Woods finds Natalie Spooner, but it's just out of her reach. Thompson's shot, pad save, Campbell. Toronto has a lot to like about this period. Going to try to make one final push here to send this game into the dressing room tied at 1. Turnover again, Daryl Watts. Back and forth we go. Now 30 seconds to play. Coyne Schofield hands it over to Heisey, who's able to clear the zone momentarily. Minnesota scoring a power play goal to give them the 1-0 lead, and that's where we stand. Taylor Heisey Point Schofield going toward the net, bounces into the glove of Campbell, and with less than a second on the clock, they'll set up for one more face-off before the break. They're going to go with Dominique Petrie to take this face-off as Heisey goes to the bench. Petrie facing off against Turnbull.
She might just try to shoot this puck as soon as it's dropped.
Bookbinder had to take the draw as Petrie was kicked out of the circle, but either way, you got to be happy if you're Ken Klee in Minnesota. Right now a 1-0 lead as we drop the puck on the second period. Claire Thompson will send it deep for the Frost, and even though they had that 1-0 lead, you think Ken Klee may have sent a bit of a message to his team at the first intermission?
Well, Toronto came back with a vengeance late in that first period and very easily could have had a goal or two. Maddie Rooney was the main reason that they were held off that score sheet. Minnesota had a few too many turnovers late in that first period. That will cost them if they keep it up.
Puck management paramount in this league. Batted down by Zumwinkle. Back and forth we go. Now a turnover, and Turnbull sends one to the side of the net. Didn't miss by much. Zumwinkle able to flip it out into the neutral zone, and both sides will go for a change. Right back in comes Hannah Miller. Hottest scorer in the league right now with 22 points to her name after 7 points in the last 2 games. Here comes Kava, gaining speed through the neutral zone. Has Heisey with her, finds Heisey. Heisey takes a shot. Save Campbell. Lee Steckline tried to find Point Schofield. It goes into the corner now. Sceptres control. In comes Allie Monroe. Has Izzy Daniel, the reigning Patty Kazmaier winner, who also happens to be a Minnesota native.
As we like to say, hashtag one of us.
Steckline will send it in before taking a hit along the boards. Megan Carter. And on the pass attempt, it's cut off by Petrie, and Minnesota's right back in. That into the glove, a blistering shot from Curl. Kristen Campbell makes the save, but I believe we have a penalty coming.
Yeah, against the Toronto Sceptres. This was just a great play all around by the rookie Dom Petrie. Petrie has the puck on her stick here, and as the Frost are entering the zone, she has to hold up to avoid offside. So she pauses for a moment and then just keeps moving her skate. That's a really good heads-up play by a young player in the league to be able to draw that penalty.
This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Minnesota just a one shot in that first power play, but they made it count.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes. You'd, of course, like to generate more chances than that, but we'll see if they can do that here.
Curl out of Zumwinkle, who couldn't handle the pass, has it skip over her stick and has to chase it down back in their own zone.
And special teams is going to be a big key for Minnesota. They've already got the edge here with one power play goal, trying to beat Toronto at their own game here today. Let's win that special teams battle. If you can do that against this good Toronto team, you've got a really good chance at winning the game.
Toronto not really allowing Minnesota to set up much of anything to this point. Zumwinkle bothered on her way in. Petrie picks up the loose puck. Petrie over to Jakes at the point. She finds Zumwinkle. The pass too hot to handle for Petrie, and she gets crunched along the boards by Fast. Now Harmon looking for a clear. Kept in by Thompson. For to Curl, out to Heisey. Went past her and finds Thompson. 45 to go on the Frost power play. And a good clear for the Sceptres. Fresh legs onto the ice for both sides. Heisey at the end of a long shift goes cross ice. Point Schofield centering pass, tried to find Petrie. She was tied up.
Great job converging in on Petrie there. It was a really solid pass, and then two Toronto Sceptres penalty killers close in on her. She can't even get the shot off. That's really good penalty killing.
Time winding down on the power play. Coyne Schofield leaves for Thompson. Now Thompson banks it off the end boards before Flanagan is there. No shots allowed by the Sceptres penalty killers. And the penalty is over. Allie Monroe tried to get it out of the zone. Good hold by Liz Scheppers. You can hear the on-ice communication as both sides try to break the puck loose. Flanagan had it stripped. Good forecheck there by Liz Scheppers.
Yeah, this has been a great sequence. Couple chances where Minnesota made that zone exit a little difficult for Toronto.
Here comes Hannah Miller. Drag, shot, save. Nifty little toe drag over Hannah Miller at the end of a long shift.
Made it look so simple, but such an efficient, sneaky little shot there. And if I'm the Minnesota Frost, I'm doing everything I can to not even give her a lane to shoot today with how good she has been as of late. And they do a good job mitigating that chance there. We'll take another look at it here. Just picks this puck up off the wall and little toe drag and shot. Rooney squared up. And then the Frost get to work trying to get that puck cleared out. But not the player you want with a good look on the ice here today for the Minnesota Frost.
22 points on the season, 7 multi-point games, including a 4-point effort her last time out.
Yeah, she had 14 points in 23 games in the regular season last year.
Only Claire Thompson has had a 4-point game other than Miller. That one right on, steered aside by Rooney. And only Marie-Philippe Poulin has more multi-goal games than Miller. Renata Fast, living up to her name, speeds ahead to catch the loose puck. Grace Zumwinkle picks it up and then loses it. Zumwinkle missed 8 games with an injury, and Coach Klee telling us that she's been a bit frustrated by it not coming as easily since returning.
Well, and I'm not surprised. This is a player who was first on the team in goals last year, tied for 3rd in assists, 19 overall points, and she just hasn't been able to find her game. And when she's clicking, this is a much better Minnesota Frost team, hoping there's still time left in the season for that to happen for her.
Does not have a point since returning from that injury. But you mentioned it. If she can find that next level, it'll change everything for the Frost. Puck comes all the way back into the Minnesota end. Quick check over the shoulder of Sophie Jakes, and she tries to stretch the ice, able to find Kendall Coyne, goes to Heisey. Heisey over to Shisheva, had Coyne Schofield streaking toward the net. Shisheva, top of the slot, just wide. And Minnesota applying some pressure here.
Yeah, good couple looks there. Shisheva, first shot doesn't go, she gets her own shot back and then tries to fire another quick one. As you mentioned earlier, she's coming off a great game, looking for more here.
Minnesota keeps it alive, a bouncing puck that went just wide and off the end boards. Kava up to Bookbinder. That shot blocked. Maggie Connors.
Stung her a little bit, she'll head to the bench here. Good play there by Maggie Connors to break up that play.
By the way, Natalie Bookbinder back in the lineup for the first time since January 8th. Swings it across to Thompson, and a deflection kicked out by Campbell. Himlarova tried to find Budarak. Goes all the way to the other side of the ice, and Thompson is there. Budarak now at the blue line. Picked off by Woods, who sends it the length of the ice, and it'll be icing. Some tired Sceptres skaters there as Panic wins the draw, something she has been known to do this season. Minnesota keeps it alive, but a heavy hit laid by McQuigg might cost her.
After video review and in consultation with the Central Situation Room, a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for an illegal check to the head has been assessed to Minnesota number 3.
So indeed, that is the case. Brooke McQuigg will hit the showers, and the Frost will try to kill off a 5-minute major. Don't go anywhere. We want to take a look at that Sceptres power play.
Bookbinder there will serve the penalty. McQuigg thrown out of the game for the hit to the head, and now Toronto has a chance here to not only get back into this game, but potentially put themselves on top here for the first time today.
Remember, they can score as many times as they want in this 5 minutes. No jailbreak goal allowed on a major. And a good clear for Kelly Panic and the Frost.
And again, it's not too often I would say this could decide the game halfway through the game, but this very well could be what we talk about at the end of the game, depending on how this 5 minutes goes.
That pass into the midsection of Hannah Miller, unable to settle it down, and Minnesota will skate it out once more. Short-handed, centering pass, Himlarova hit the post! A brilliant chance for the Frost, short-handed, and it's iron unkind.
I could hear her calling for that puck from up here. She was hungry for that opportunity, and Himlarova, looking for her first goal of the season, just cannot find the back of the net on that one.
Looking for her first PWHL goal, as she is in her first season in this league. Brilliant look, but unable to beat the post. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel.
Well, I didn't expect the first opportunity on this 5-minute penalty to go to Minnesota, but here we are.
Britta Curl tries to make a move around Harmon. Callie Flanagan settles things down. Harmon will lead the rush for the Sceptres. Finds Malte at the blue line before she rings it around. Another solid clear for the Frost. And Coyne Schofield put the pressure on Harmon.
Well, Kendall Coyne Schofield's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She'll get in there, throw her body around, and tie that puck up, and she kills a few more seconds off there doing so.
2 minutes gone in this 5-minute major. Great job by the Minnesota Kill. Fast, sends it ahead for Gosling. Gosling with 2 power play goals, her last time out against the Sirens.
Yeah, her and Miller have been some of the most dangerous power play players here so far for this Toronto team in this stretch.
And here's Miller now. Drops for Watts. Carol Watts takes it behind the goal. Over to Spooner. That shot deflected wide. Gosling walks the line. Now back at the point for Fast. Fast across for Miller. Miller leaves. That one deflected just wide. Watts got all of it. Looking for a tip in front. Watts at the point. Feeds Fast. Back to Miller. Miller, top of the slot, blocked by Panic, and a good clear once more.
Well, you can see there Toronto finally getting to what they like to do on the power play. Get Spooner and Gosling down low, get the shots that they like from up high, and try to work in tight there. Minnesota shuts it down nicely.
Malte tried to leave for Flanagan, but Flanagan couldn't catch up to the puck before it came out to neutral ice. Claire Turnbull goes below the goal line for Malte. Second unit now on for the Sceptres.
Just a minute and a half to go. No whistles yet on this 5-minute power play. It's been go, go, go for special teams here the last couple minutes.
Flanagan plays catch with Harmon. Now goes down low for Turnbull. Flanagan up to Harmon at the point. Harmon across for Comfort. Back to Harmon. And the Comfort skates it into the circle. Leaves for Malte. Back to Harmon at the point. Harmon had her shot blocked by Zumwinkle. Gets it back and feeds Malte. Malte shoots and scores! With less than a minute to go on the 5-minute major, Emma Malte finds the back of the net to tie it at 1.
Well, Malte scores her 4th goal of the season. It almost felt inevitable. Toronto would get at least 1 on this power play. And they get back into this game from the top of the circle, firing one home, and Minnesota had a chance to clear on this sequence. Grace Zumwinkle blocked a shot. She wasn't sure where the puck ended up, kind of got spun around, and because because of that, Toronto was able to find that puck first. They keep the sequence going, and Malte, who's one of the leaders on this team, able to net her 4th of the season. So the power play streak for Toronto continues here today in downtown St. Paul.
Now at 9 straight games with a power play goal. Just an incredible stretch for the Sceptres on the advantage. And certainly a chance to continue to be on the advantage for 5 minutes helps that cause. Natalie Spooner gains the zone, tried to go across with streak, and now Miller, her shot blocked, another save for Rooney. Miller gets it back and feeds fast at the point. Deflected just wide. 20 seconds to go on the 5-minute major. And Larova will skate it out, has Shishova with her. Now goes to Shishova, but a bouncing puck picked up by Gosling. That'll do it for the Sceptres' 5-minute power play. They do get one, but that's all.
Well, they make Minnesota pay, but all things considered, a solid job by Minnesota by minimizing the damage to just the one goal.
Izzy Daniel trying to keep things alive for the Sceptres. Lost the puck, and now the Frost will skate it out. Cava on the forecheck, trying to create some chaos. Six and a half to go here in the middle period. A period that has been largely dominated by Toronto, given that 5-minute major. Cava over to Heisey, centering pass for Coyne Schofield, disrupted just in time. Skamura will send it deep before heading to the bench for a change. Claire Turnbull cuts it off at center ice, skates it in, takes a shot, deflected wide and off the glass.
Oh, right back to 5-on-5 hockey. The pace picks up once again, right where we left off.
These two teams, so fun to watch. Two offensive juggernauts. Two of the highest scoring teams in the league. Five and a half to go, and we haven't had a whistle in a very long time. Kristen Campbell checks over her shoulders before ringing it around the boards. Finds Connors. Connors sends it into the corner. Channel Watkins is there. Leaves it for Batherson.
I know the players would probably like a whistle here and there to catch their breath, but I love when the game can just breathe like this, especially with the pace we've seen today.
End-to-end action, and they're in offside. We will step aside momentarily, but we are all tied up thanks to another power play goal for the Sceptres. This time it's Emma Malte with her 4th of the season.
Well, stats guy Ken Klee seeing the same things we saw up here in the booth. Just 2 shots on that power play. The first shot was the goal. They got one more in that final minute. Minnesota rang one off the pipe shorthanded.
Right.
So, like I said, all things considered, Minnesota mitigated the damage quite a bit, but Toronto does get that very important tying goal here to make it 1-1.
Yeah, he has to be happy overall with it. We skate on now in a deadlock. Toronto trying to skate it out of its own end. And finally able to do so, but it goes for icing. So far, great goaltending on both sides of the ice. Zumwinkle tried to go to panic down below the goal line. Sceptres able to pick it off, but Bookbinder holds his own for the Frost. Right in front of Zumwinkle! And a huge save for Campbell. That one kicked aside by Campbell. Grace Zumwinkle with a great look, and now it's Shishova driving in off the post. Campbell had it sealed off as Minnesota is swarming. Shishova for the one-timer, and Zumwinkle's blast just wide.
I'm surprised Zumwinkle didn't snap her stick in half after that missed opportunity out front. She's so desperate to get back in the scoring column here after the injury. A good chance there.
Imlarova tried to go cross ice for Sceptres, had it picked off by Daryl Watts. Daryl Watts makes a move into the belly of Rooney.
Still looking to find her groove again after coming back from injury, and that would have been a good one there to kind of shake the cobwebs off, but we stay tied at 1.
Yep. Grace Zumwinkle won the Rookie of the Year award last season. You mentioned it earlier, led this team in the goal scoring department. So far this season, just 3 goals in 11 games. Budarak tried to center, nobody was there, so that puck's going to come all the way back to Maddie Rooney at the other end of the ice. Both sides will go for a change as Lee Steckline looks to set it up now for the Frost. Steckline across for Petrie. Petrie tried to make a nifty little move around Turnbull, but couldn't fool the captain. McKinnon turns it the other direction before getting dumped to the ice. And here comes Jesse Comfer. Comfer makes a move off the backhand and a save for Rooney.
Great job by Maddie Rooney to stick with that play. That is a difficult one, especially with a player like Comfer with the puck on her stick. You have to be ready for anything. And Maddie Rooney, after kind of an awkward play in the neutral zone, puck just bouncing around, and Minnesota turns it over, and Rooney sticks with it here. And tough shot for Comfer on the backhand like that, stretching out, just trying to put that one home. And Rooney able to stay with it and make the save.
And you see right here where she stacks up league-wide. And Renee Debian and Erin Frankel, the only goalie with a better goals against average.
And their goals against average, Debian and Frankel, is insane.
Ridiculous.
So, I mean, Maddie Rooney's would put her at the top of most leagues, but not in this one.
That shot blocked on the waist. Kimura looking for a deflection from Comfer in front. Puck comes out to the neutral zone before Fast sends it right back in. Has Turnbull. And Harmon rings it around the boards for Gosling. Blair Turnbull up the boards. Had it picked off by Zumwinkle. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Zumwinkle spins off. Here comes Heisey. Heisey's shot just wide. Minnesota Flaherty broke her stick, still got it on net, but just a blast from the point. And Campbell there to make a stop.
Well, good sequence by the Minnesota Frost. Zumwinkle brings it into the zone, gives Heisey a chance, then Flaherty winding up from the point there, looking for her second goal of the season. And like you said, somehow that puck still kicked up on net, which is unusual when the stick breaks like that, but
she got all of it.
All of it in the stick.
Yeah.
Stick almost found the back of the net, but the puck ends up under Campbell's glove.
Kelly Panic gets it back, rings it around the boards. Great pace to this game and a rare 12:30 start local time. Both sides ready to play this afternoon.
1 minute remaining in the
Final
period.
minute here in the second period. Period that saw Toronto on a 5-minute major. They eventually found the back of the net in the final minute of that major. Now Flaherty sends one right on again. Didn't break the stick this time, but still forces Campbell to make a save. Toronto wins the draw. Point Schofield lost an edge as she fought for the puck. The final seconds tick away. And we are tied heading into the third period.
Scoring summary, the stats, it's even all across the board. Face-offs, shots, hits, everything. So this is going to be a good third period here between these two really solid teams.
The one win for Minnesota at this point has been keeping Hannah Miller off the board entirely. Something that nobody has been able to do lately. you look across the league, these two teams have the majority of the skaters on them in terms of leading scorers throughout the league.
And for Toronto, a lot of that has come as of late. They were one of the worst teams in the league to start the season, and they have found a way to turn it around. It was this time last year they went on their 11-game win streak, which is still a league record. So something about this time of year, they find a way to play their best hockey.
Where Turnbull decided to take the shot, ended up hitting the side of the net. Comfer brings it around, trying to find Skamura. Instead, Kelly Panic will bank it off the boards and deep for the Frost. At Toronto on a 5-game win streak right now, 8-game point streak at 6-0-2 in their last 8.
And look at how much they've climbed the standings in that time. They were the 6th place team in this league for most of the start of this season, or right towards the bottom of the standings. And with this 8-game point streak, they found themselves tied for 2nd place and could be firmly in 2nd place with a win here today against Minnesota.
They were without the services of Natalie Spooner for the vast majority of the season. Able to get her back in the lineup, although she is still looking for her first goal since returning. And of course, as luck or bad luck would have it, right when Spooner returns, Sarah Nurse goes down with an injury in the rivalry series. No official timeline on her, but Troy Ryan did tell us recently that he's hoping to have her back after this little week or so break that they're about to have. Campbell opts to freeze the puck here. Dominic Petrie has it taken away by Woods. Woods finds Malte. Cut off by Petrie. Right on, but just wide. Petrie has just been all over the ice today. Petrie flips it behind her for Budarak. Now Curl finds Thompson. Thompson stops up, looking for a lane, blocked. Remember, Petrie missed significant time with an injury herself, and she'll probably tell you it took her a while to really feel like she was back in the zone again.
She was one of the best players to start the season in the PWHL.
Look out, here's Curl. Curl, Sheppers, save Campbell! What a look for the Frost. Campbell just staring down Sheppers, who had quite the opportunity.
Campbell didn't even flinch. She was ready for that one. In Minnesota, another good look. I mean, we've seen so many quality chances between both these teams here today. And at this rate, both goaltenders are going to need to be rock solid the rest of the way out. It might only be one more goal we see scored in this one. So you don't want to be the goaltender that gives up that go-ahead goal now.
Liz Sheppers did not have a regular season PWHL goal all of last year or this year until Tuesday in Montreal, and she almost had her second there.
Well, here's another look at it. Himlarova's had a great game as well. She hit that post shorthanded, and you see the little drop pass there to Sheppers, who had a chance in the slot and staring down Campbell. Sheppers trying to go block her side, and Campbell kicks out the pad there to keep it out. That could be a save we go back to and talk about at the end of the game, depending on how this rest of this game goes, but still a lot of time left for things to change here before this one expires.
Less than 4 minutes gone here in the third period. Daryl Watts takes a shot right on, but Maddie Rooney says no.
Daryl Watts has been so good as of late for the Toronto Sceptres. She's been so fun to watch. She had 3 assists in that New York Sirens game. She's got 6 goals on the season. Trying to make it 7 there with, guess who? Miller camped out front. When a player like Miller has as many points as she does as of late, you can just about find her in that crease area every single opportunity. And she was looking for one there off the shot from Watts.
And you're right, while Miller may get a lot of the shine because of the goals lately, of those assists were off the stick of Daryl Watts, who should get just as much shine. You mentioned the 3 assists, but she's also tied for 2nd in the league right now with 18 points. lengthy battle as Turnbull finally able to break the puck free, but Zumwinkle takes it away.
And this is Watts' first season with Toronto. She played for the Charge last year and has really found a home here with the Toronto Sceptres, and I'm sure she loves playing with Hannah Miller, who always finds a way to put that puck in the net when she gets that pass.
Daryl Watts, a star really at every level. Kendall Coyne-Schofield makes the play, centering pass from Heisey, couldn't connect.
Great play by Heisey, just throw it back out front. She knew Kendall Coyne-Schofield was camped out there and just looking for something from the back behind the net.
So that'll go for icing, coming back into the Frost end. Bookbinder skates it around her own net. Flaherty sent that one right on, had to be steered aside by Campbell as Flaherty now heads to the bench. Spooner goes cross ice for Malte. Batherson checks behind her and finds Zumwinkle. Back and forth we go on a Sunday afternoon in St. Paul. These two teams hoping to both be there when the PWHL playoffs commence in early May. Petrie cuts it off. Tried to find Curl. Instead, it's Fast who takes it away for the Sceptres. Dangerous pass. Curl able to get it back, but it deflects high and out of play.
Toronto has 7 game-tying or go-ahead goals in the third. Minnesota has 6. So two teams who like to play this kind of tight game, and no surprise they've played a couple tight ones against each other as well.
Right.
This one, you can add that to the list too.
We'll step aside for the moment. Both teams trying to gain an edge here down the stretch. We'll be right back. Such a tight game. Both teams really buckling down defensively. Curl finds Jakes at the point, now back to Steckline. Steckline looking for a tip. Couldn't connect with Curl.
Well, we haven't seen an even strength goal yet today, which is all the more reason to believe this could be tight if this stays 5-on-5.
Izzy Daniel, Minnesota native, goes across her. Daryl Watts tried to center once more. Kelly panics, sweeps it aside.
Smart play, just get that puck out of that slot area, minimize the damage. Good rush there by Toronto. Good job to recover defensively by the Frost.
Heisey had it stripped, and now the Sceptres turn it up the other direction. Melissa Channel sends it deep into the corners. Unable to hold the zone is the Frost, and right back comes Haley Skamura. Stops up, shoots, pad save, rebound, centering pass, they score! And Toronto able to take the lead off a beauty. Jessie Comper makes no mistake.
Well, this is what chaos can do for you. You watch this whole thing develop. Nice little chip off the boards to create the rush. The first shot, Rooney's way out of her crease. Then she's swimming. She is nowhere to be found once that puck gets pushed into the slot. And a chaotic sequence. Toronto stays on this puck. And that might be one of the easiest goals Conference scores this season. A wide open net right from the slot. A player like her will make no mistake. And Toronto has their first lead of the game. Maybe when it matters most. We'll see how Minnesota responds now, down for the first time in this one.
Shishaba tried to make a nice little move. Ended up missing the net. But you're right, Skamura really driving everything there. Making her dad proud at home. Her dad, Peter Skamura, a longtime NHL defenseman, spent most of his career with the Washington Capitals. And now Haley, one of the newer members of this Sceptres squad as she came over in a trade, has her first point on the season. Sceptres trying to take advantage. Batherson goes across for Steckline. She rings it around the boards. Budarak was there, but didn't have her stick. Sceptres still trying to set it into the zone for the Frost before heading to the bench for a change. Renata Fast rings it around the boards, over to Woods. Grace Zumwinkle has had a couple of brilliant looks today. Wouldn't it be something if she's finally able to break through here in the third?
Well, it would be a good time to do it for the Minnesota Frost. It would be a meaningful, impactful goal if she could, but the Frost, I'm sure, will take a goal from anybody at this point to get back in this one.
Channel Watkins trying to settle down that puck. Fighting off Laura Kluge, who ends up sending it the other direction. Just a lengthy battle here in the neutral zone. Toronto trying to extend its win streak to 6 games and its point streak to 9. Heisey has it on her backhand, makes a nifty little move but lost it on the way, able to get it back to the point for Channel. She sends it across, that shot deflects wide. Point Schofield trying to find Jakes. Instead it's Connors who ends up bumping the puck out into neutral ice. Fresh legs onto the ice for the Frost. Picked up by Coyne Schofield, streaking toward the net. Coyne Schofield shot, saved by Campbell.
Great angle there by Campbell, took away the entirety of that short side, and Kendall Coyne Schofield had nowhere to go with that puck. This has been a tremendous season. +10 and plus-minus leads her team as well, so she has really found a new level, it seems, this season for this Frost team.
Izzy Daniel got tripped up, no call coming. Shisheva tried to center, takes the shot instead, and it's another save for Kristen Campbell. Kelly Panic keeps it alive for the Frost. Zumwinkle found Shisheva, but Daryl Watts takes it away.
Shisheva's been all over the ice here today. She's been involved in a lot of opportunities for Minnesota on the offensive side of the ice.
All alone is Emma Woods, working in, shoots off the crossbar! What a look for Emma Woods! And that was very nearly the third goal for the Sceptres. And that shot bouncing out of the glove of Rooney before she's finally able to settle it down. The Sceptres take the lead on Jessie Comfer's goal, her 7th of the season, and on the other end, it's Iron Unkind for Minnesota.
Yeah, they're a great team. They're tough to play against. Frankel's one of the best in the biz. She makes it tough to score on, so this is going to be a good team down the final stretch.
Coyne Schofield gains the zone, had it sticked away. Flanagan able to chop that puck loose. Coyne Schofield gets it back. Allie Monroe hands it off, and Flanagan banks it off the boards and out. Eight minutes to go here in the third period. In case you're just joining us, Minnesota took the lead early on a power play goal from Michaela Cava. And then a 5-minute major happened, which led to a Toronto power play goal in the final minute of that major. And then just a few minutes ago, Jessie Comfer giving Toronto the 2-1 lead. Minnesota has numbers if they hurry. Shisheva sends it deep into the corner where Zumwinkle is there. Shisheva digs it out and finds Thompson. Out to Panic. Panic! That's deflected! And eventually, oh, it's still loose! Kristen Campbell had a hard time squeezing the glove over that puck. And now it'll be icing on the Sceptres.
Tricky little shot, and Minnesota will take whatever they can get at this point with just over 7 minutes to go, trying to find that tying goal, and Panic fires one from the point. It hits the massive bodies on the way in, and then Campbell can never find that puck. And Minnesota coming close there, but not able to find that tying marker.
Channel, a long drive, steered aside. Up high, back to Channel. She goes down low for Budarak. Budarak from below the goal line out to Flaherty. Up high. Natalie Spooner trying to settle down a bouncing puck. Bothered by Budarak. They jam away in a lengthy battle along the boards.
The officials telling them to move their feet, and finally the puck comes loose here.
Malte will skate it out for the Sceptres. Sends it deep and heads to the bench. Natalie Spooner is gassed as well. She'll go for a change. Skamura tried to center for Turnbull. Back to Turnbull now along the boards. Comfer rather digs it out. These two teams will meet twice more this season. Minnesota winning 2 of the first 3. And now a chance for the Frost. Coyne Schofield out to Kava. Off the skate of Steckline, and Panic unable to settle it down. Now gets it below the goal line. Out to Steckline. Skate to stick. Tripped up. Still battling for possession. Finds Coyne Schofield. Across for Jakes. She feeds Steckline. Steckline just wide. Lee Steckline, one of the top D in the game, as Panic tried to go to Zumwinkle. That blast. And Shishima! What a sharp angle chance she had. Campbell did not see that puck initially, but somehow able to freeze it. Fast leading the rush here for Toronto. Fast feeds Malte below the goal line. Malte stick handling through a couple of Frost players. And now Lee Steckline settle things down for Minnesota. As I was saying, the Frost about to take a bit of a break here. They'll be at Montreal March 4th before that takeover stop in Raleigh.
That's why this game has extra importance for the Frost. You don't want to go into that break on a sour note, and then you come out of the break playing the best team in the league in Montreal. So this could be a really critical swing for this Minnesota team if they don't find a way to at least get some points today.
Absolutely. They feel good about their performance their last time out, that 4-0 win on Tuesday in Montreal. But if we're being honest, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Frost lately. That game, the 1 win in their last 4.
And this is their last home game, true home game, until March 26th.
Wow.
So a month apart.
Daryl Watts skates it out to center ice. Carries back in. Now below the goal line as she ducked under the oncoming Claire Thompson. Daryl Watts, such a shifty player. Taylor Heisey now gains the zone, stops up, and feeds Kava. Kava has it on her backhand, tried the short side. Bookbinder was in the crease. But Minnesota unable to beat Campbell. Channel will hand it off to Flaherty, who is bumped off the puck by Julia Gosling. Channel scoops it up once more. Now Heisey tried to find Kendall Coyne Schofield, but Blair Turnbull picks it off. Here's Turnbull. Turnbull, first shot disrupted. Malte slings it across to Monroe, and her shot deflected. Set centering pass, and Malte was there but couldn't handle it.
This all resulted because of a Taylor Heisey turnover at their offensive blue line. Toronto trying to make them pay for it.
Heisey trying to make sure they don't, and sends it out of the zone. 2.5 to go here in the third period. We'll keep an eye on Maddie Rooney if the Frost are able to gain their offensive zone once more. Ooh. And icing the call. Thought they might have waved it off.
Yeah, Shishova turning on the Jets there, trying to negate that icing call. And
Minnesota able to skate away with it. Lead Steckline will send it up for Budarak. Maddie Rooney still on the ice for now. Under 2 to play. Steckline. Her shot deflects wide. Sophie Jakes hit along the boards by Watts. Watts hands it off to Renata Fast, who will lead the rush. Drops her Comfort. Lost it in her skates. Time winding down now for the Frost. Sophie Jakes will dump it around the boards, and there goes Rooney. Extra attacker on. It's Sceptres. Make it Coyne Schofield. Kaba, loose puck. Kaba off her backhand, a little spinorama, but just wide.
I love the idea there by Kaba, looking for her second goal in the game and just can't get it to go.
Now Britta Curl, keeping it alive. That shot missed the net. Heisey gets it back, banks it off the boards. It's Thompson, and that's saved by Campbell. Coyne Schofield. Up high for Kava. Now Thompson, top of the slot, off the post! Heisey gets it back. Bookbinder over to Thompson, makes the move. Back for Kava. Taylor Heisey winds up and fires, but Campbell is there to make the save.
Oh, you can hear that pipe up in the press box. She caught iron, and Minnesota pushing and pushing. Here's that Kava chance on the backhand. That could be a tough read for a goaltender, and it just goes wide. And then, as if that wasn't painful enough for the Frost, Claire Thompson rings one off the pipe, and that one did not miss the back of the net by much. Minnesota does not have a goal scored with the goalie pulled yet this season. They come close a couple times there, and our shots by period stats, so then pretty even across the board for both of these teams.
Yes, it's been a great game.
So fun here today, and no surprise, this is going to come down to the wire as the fans rise to their feet, hoping to see Minnesota tie this up before this third period expires.
Frost able to win the draw. Back to Thompson. Thompson right on again. Pad save. Back out to Thompson. Thompson had her shot deflected. Curl finds Coyne Schofield. 3 Frost players were below the goal line. And the puck comes out to neutral ice. Sophie Jakes tried to hold Mikakaba. Unable to do so. Right back in. And now, Toronto. Malte looking for her second, but not in time, and she missed the net. Either way, the horn sounds on this game, and it is a 6th straight victory for the Toronto Sceptres, extending their point streak to 9 games as they take sole possession of second place in the PWHL. The power play streak continues as well. Power play goal in 9 straight games for the Toronto Sceptres, and a regulation loss for the Minnesota Frost. For Kevin Gorg, Alexis Pearson, and our entire wonderful crew behind the scenes here at XL Energy Center, I'm Jamie Hirsch saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.